just wow, what a game execution by this Miami Dolphins team. Coming back and defeating the Baltimore Ravens 42-38. Just outstanding. I mean, you go from the first half where the Dolphins were, kickoff, straight return for a touchdown off rip at the beginning of the game. Then you top that off with Tua throwing an interception, which was a miraculous play by Marcus Williams. And then fumble at the goal line by the Ravens, right on the 1 yard line, 4th and 1. Just crazy. Another interception, toe drag by Marcus Williams again. He literally dominated defensively on the first half of the game. But Dolphins got the better of them in the second half, scoring 28 points in the fourth quarter. Another touchdown in the third. Really capitalize on making this an incredible win. Now, we're going to go into some stats, but I'm hyped. You guys are going to see myself throughout the day of how I was dealing with this game. I got my boy Nelson. He got some videos throughout the day, and man, game day is tough, especially in a game like this. That could possibly be one game of the week for sure. I think this is possible. Like, if no other game really competes like this, game of the week, 100%. Big comeback by the Miami Dolphins. No bias, just aside from everything else I've seen throughout the week, this is game of the week, 100%. And down the line, could be game of the year. You'll never know.
All right, yo, it's not a good day today. Dolphins getting whooped, but let's see what we got going on out here. Austin, how they got you feeling?
I think I might just send it all right now.
Sunday! Oh, yeah!
Let's go over some stats. We're going to go talk about Tua. Not the best game, but then he turned it up in the second half. So Tua had 36 completions for 50 yards, 469 yards, 6 touchdowns, two hands, take that one, and then 2 interceptions. On top of that, we have Lamar Jackson, who had himself a game, too. He went 21 of 29, 318 yards, 3 touchdowns, wasn't sacked once. Tua was sacked once for a loss of 8 yards. For majority of the game, Lamar Jackson had a perfect passer rating, which is, tough to do. All right, rushing, we have Raheem Mostert, 11 carries, 51 yards. Longest was 11. Chase Edmonds, 5 carries, 33 yards. Big run for 28 yards. And then other ones, just 1 yard gains from Alec Ingold and Tua. Let's go on to the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, he had a big 79-yard rushing touchdown to add on to that. He had 119 total yards rushing off of 9 carries. And yes, a 79-yard touchdown, which was, at that point, I almost lost it. And the way this Dolphins team fought back and got in the game, because Justice Hill, not really much rushing from the Ravens aside from Lamar. Justice Hill, 3 carries, 16 yards. Kenyon Drake, 6 carries, 8 yards. 5 yards from Patrick Laird, Patrick Ricard, Mike Davis, 5 carries, 4 yards, and Mark Andrews had a QB sneak for 3 yards on 4th and 1. Tough one. Let's get into these Dolphins wide receivers, all right? I'm not going to lie, both teams had big receivers go off, but we'll talk about Dolphins first. We have Tyreek Hill, 11 receptions, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns. Longest was 60 off of 13 targets. He dropped 2 balls, and one of them turned into an interception, which was, I'm not going to lie, not Tyreek's fault. Tua needs to get that ball quicker. But none of that. Jalen Waddle, 11 receptions, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns. Longest was 59 yards. Both of the top 2 wide receivers for the Dolphins teams ate up the Ravens secondary. And I'm not going to lie, Ravens did too. We're going to get into some other guys for the Dolphins. Mike Gesicki, 4 receptions, 41 yards, 1 touchdown. What a snag by him. Raheem Mostert, 3 receptions, 28 yards. Alec Ingold, 2 receptions, 15 yards. Trent Sherfield, 2 receptions, 9 yards. He had a big reception that was worth 12 yards. And he found a way to get that ball in there. Durham Smythe, 1 reception, 5 yards. River Carcraft had 1 reception, 2 yards, 1 touchdown. And then Cedric Wilson was targeted once. Ravens, they did have 2 wide receivers go over for 100 yards. They have Rashad Bateman, 4 receptions, 108 yards, 1 touchdown, 75 yards was his longest one, which was honestly crazy. I believe that was the one that he got on Xavier Howard man coverage. He just did a nice slant, got Xavier Howard outside, and was able to go scot-free to the end zone. Tough. So those were 2 big plays. On top of that, with the kick return, was those were easy plays for the Ravens compared to the Dolphins, who had to really work their way down the field and really get into the end zone. This could have been an entirely lopsided different game without those mistakes. Now, Rashad Bateman, 4 receptions, 108 yards. Mark Andrews, 9 receptions, 104 yards. Isaiah Likely, 4 receptions, 43. And Devin Duvernay, 1 reception, 42, 2 receptions, 42 yards. Demarcus Robinson, 1 reception, 12. And Tyron Mullins, 1 reception, 9 yards. Now, no fumbles on the Dolphins side, but Lamar Jackson did fumble it in the 4th and 1 on the 1-yard line. Mike Davis recovered, but it was 4th down, so instant turnover back to Miami Dolphins starting at the 5. All right, defensively, Christian Wilkins was the leading tackler for the Miami Dolphins. 8 total tackles, 6 solo, 2 tackles for a loss. Eric Rowe was next, 6 total, 6 solo. Duke Riley, 4 tackles total, 3 solo. Next, we'll have Xavier Howard, 1 pass deflection. Landon Roberts, 1 tackle for a loss. Melvin Ingram, 1 tackle for a loss, any pass deflection. And those are some of the key stats in terms of defensively. Everyone else made a play defensively, making tackles and so on and so forth. Marcus Williams, probably the player of the game for the Ravens had they won the game. 2 interceptions. First one was on the Tyreek comeback. If Tua throws a ball, the second Tyreek is breaking back, maybe it's a reception. But Marcus Williams had time to get in. Once Tyreek made the comeback, then Tua threw the ball. And then Marcus Williams had time to close out, tip the ball, end up coming up with the pick because there was 3 defenders around. So ball was bobbling a bit. Boom, catches the ball. All right. Second interception, outside towards the boundary, gets the right foot down and barely dragging his left foot. I give all the applause to him. He balled out for the Ravens, but overall defensively, it was tough. They had a lot of miscalculations and let Tyreek open, stuff like that. Marcus Williams, 10 total tackles, 7 solo, 2 pass deflections. Marlon Humphrey, 7 total, 4 solo. Chuck Clark, 6 total, 6 solo. Marcus Peters, 1 pass deflection. Welcome back to the league, Marcus. Kyle Hamilton, 1 pass deflection. Darian Williams, 2 pass deflections. Justin Houston, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss. Jalen Amaro Davis had 1 tackle for a loss, 1 pass deflection. Broderick Washington had 1 tackle for a loss. Justin Houston and Justin Matabuke had QB hits, 1 each. That's pretty much it in terms of key stats for the Ravens. Interceptions, like I said, Marcus Williams had those 2 interceptions. None were returned for any type of yardage. All right, kick returns. Durham Smythe had 1 return for 18 yards. Devin Duvernay had 1 return for 103 yards. That was to lead off the game. Crazy kick return. Started off really bad. Dolphins found a way to turn it around. Kicking stats, we have Jason Sanders. He didn't kick a single field goal. Went for 6 for 6 on total extra points. Justin Tucker went 1 for 1 on field goals, which was 51 yards total, and 5 for 5 on extra points. So 8 total points for Justin Tucker. Thomas Morse had 2 punts, 82 yards. Jordan Stout had 2 punts, 81 yards. So literally just the same on either side. Thomas Morse had 44-yard longest. Jordan Stroud, 45 longest. Now, guys, went over a bit of here and there about the game throughout what may have been happening, like throughout the stats. But we're going to go piece by piece, tell you guys how this game went. Opening kickoff, Dolphins lose the kickoff. Ravens get the ball first in the first half. Kickoff return for a touchdown. They haven't even played a single snap, and the game's already lost. You're losing 7-0. Then comes the interception, the one that Tyreek didn't come back on as fast as he could, and caught by Marcus Williams off of the tip drill. Quite the interception. My hats off to you. Then the Ravens go down the field, 4th and 1, botch snap, ball's back down to the 5-yard line, recovered by Mike Davis. Automatic turnover. Miami Dolphins get the ball. Then the Dolphins follow that up with a touchdown, right? 7-7 game. We're good. Touchdown pass to Jalen Waddle, 6 yards. And he had a big play on that drive as well. But next, Ravens score a 1-play touchdown to, I believe it was Rashad Bateman for 75 yards. Xavier Howard, man-to-man. Just went one the wrong way. Next thing you know, 75-yard touchdown. It really hurt seeing that because, there's 2 big plays that the Dolphins instantly just didn't look good. All right, punt return. Then comes a touchdown from the Ravens once again. Lamar Jackson, short left touchdown to Marcus Andrews. And, it's 21-7, not looking good. Then they score another touchdown. I believe this is the Lamar Jackson 12-yard pass to Demarcus Robinson. Not good. Not good. You're down 28-7 at the half. Dolphins elect to just take a knee. Boom. Just get into half. Come out the gate strong with a touchdown. All right? Big touchdown pass to Mike Gesicki for 14 yards. And that's something that is not to be underwhelmed because Mike Gesicki did get more involved this game. Last game, he only had one catch for 1 yard. And then when you look at this game, he had, I believe it was 4 receptions, 41 yards. So big game by Mike Gesicki coming back in, being a solid third option for this team because Tyreek and Waddle just popped off. All right? Mike Gesicki touchdown. Pump from both teams. Then the Ravens tack another one on. This was the Lamar Jackson 79-yard rushing touchdown. And talk about deflated, all right? 14-35, okay? Not much time left in the game. You barely have enough time in the third quarter. Dolphins get one play in the third quarter. End up scoring a touchdown not soon after, which was the Tua Tagovailoa touchdown pass to Aircraft on the 2-yard line. Big drive. Ravens get out on downs. Dolphins followed up with another touchdown, making it 28-35, a one-touchdown game. All right? This was a big deep bomb to Tyreek Hill for 48 yards. Huge play. And then the Ravens end up punting it on 4th down the following drive. All right, now it's time to show what's up. Dolphins get in the end zone off of a 60-yard bomb to Tyreek Hill. Tied up at 35 apiece. Are you kidding me? Ravens score a field goal to make it 35-38. And the Dolphins get one last drive to make this either a touchdown or a field goal to tie it up. And they ended off with a Jalen Waddle touchdown for 7 yards. Absolutely stunning the Ravens, giving them less than 15 seconds to score. And man, oh man, what a game it was, okay? Be brief with you guys. I said Dolphins need to throw the ball to Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill a lot more aggressively. They did in the second half, 100%. Tyreek Hill got early involved in the first half, and then Tyreek Hill came up alive, even dealing with cramps here and there. You saw some plays. He went to the sideline and he was, I need a break. Boom, come back in, make an impact play. That is something that the Dolphins have been lacking in terms of wide receiver the last couple of years, and it's huge to have Waddle stepping up even more than he was last year, and then Tyreek Hill just, being a key addition to this team, 100%. Defensively, we needed to lock down Lamar Jackson. Unfortunately, they couldn't do that. That's why this game got so so high in score. On top of that, just making the tackles. Xavier Howard, I know he got broken, but Jefferson Holland needs to come in and make that key tackle to stop that 75-yard touchdown. These are some things the Dolphins need to work on. Aside from that, huge comeback win and makes things look a lot better for the Dolphins moving down the line. Having an important one like this to improve to 2-0. Ravens drop down to 11-11. Dolphins are currently on top of the league in terms of the division, 2-0. Buffalo still is yet to play their game. They have a game on Monday night against the Titans. New England and New York both won today, so 1-1. And then for the Ravens, it was pretty important. Pittsburgh is 1-1. They're 1-1. So is Cleveland, and then just waiting on Cincinnati. So that sums up this game, post-game review for the Miami Dolphins versus the Baltimore Ravens. 42-38, 28 points in the fourth quarter. Huge game by the Miami Dolphins. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I may or may have not sprinkled in some videos throughout the showing my reactions during the game. And then on top of that, there will be some highlights in here. So hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.
Uh-oh.
Chase. Wow!
Let's fucking go! Waddle for me! Waddle, yes sir!